So before I can fit the prop shafts back on, I need to replace the universal joint at the end. Now this is something that often gets forgotten about during servicing. So you can see on mine, it's alright going that way, but it's completely seized up going that way. This could be either from water ingress or most likely the lack of grease that's been put inside it. It was one of the first things I did when I got the Land Rover, and I had to actually, the ball bearing inside the bleed nipples was completely stuck, so that shows that they've been forgotten about. I need to do a track rod end because that's suffered the same thing. They've just not been greased, so they've just worn out. So that's today's task. I'm going to show you how to replace the UJ. I've got some new ones from Bear Marsh. I'll just put you the part number on now. Let's see if I can get it in. So that's the part number for the new universal joints and prop shaft. It was £12.50, so it's not an expensive thing, it's just something that can be avoided. So then they're usually quite seized as well because they're up to the elements all the time, they get mud in them. But I'll show you the easiest way of doing it. You will need some strong circlip pliers, because if you've only got some weak, well, little cheap ones, you'll probably either break them getting them out. But I'll show you how to free them all off. I'm going to replace both universal joints on the rear prop shaft. So the circlips are usually seized in. So I'll just show you now. Oh, and by the way, when you're dealing with circlips, always put safety glasses on, because they have a tendency to ping off. So if they hit you in the eye, they're going to cause serious damage. So that's completely seized up. So you need a punch and a hammer. So there's just a little spike on the end. I've just ground down a little spike. So you put that in the holes of the circlip and just tap it with a hammer to free it up. And then on the other side as well. Sorry, I'm in the camera. Now, you can see how seized that is in there. I just did spray a little bit of WD-40 and that's coming out now. Look. So we'll give that a go now with the circlip pliers. Now we can get the thin circlip pliers in, and all you do then, put the screwdriver in and just try and free it off. So you can see how seized that actually is now. Try a different method. So you do get new circlips in the kit. So just get the vice grips on and pull it out. See, that twanged off then. So you can see I've marked the prop shaft just with a little bit of Tip-X, because this is going to be a part. So I just like to put everything back where it was to start with, as the prop shafts are balanced. So it doesn't matter so much with the universal joints, but on the other end you can actually remove the prop and put it in a different place. So you really should mark them up every time you're going to take them apart. So I'll get all 4 circlips out now, and then I'll show you how to actually remove the universal joint. So quite a few people with a hammer and chisel try and knock the racers out of the prop shaft by hammering down, hammering down, try and knock them out from the inside out. There's actually an easier way. So you wedge the prop shaft in the vise so that that is completely solid. You can see now how worn it is. Look, you can't shift it. When actually you can knock the racers all the way through and then just remove the flange. That is the easiest way to do it. So I've got a 14mm impact socket, and with the mould grips, rather than using your fingers to hold it, just get your mould grips or vice grips and clamp on to the socket. Safety glasses again, and all you do then is hit the top of the socket, and you will notice the flange will push down, and it'll push the race out of this side and push the race through the top bit of the prop shaft. Like that. So that's the bottom bit of the universal joint that's just come out, and you should actually be able to get it out, or at least get that top off anyway. Nearly. It's so seized. There we go. And then just take everything out. That is by far the easiest way to get that out. And then exactly the same on taking this out, the other bit. Clamp that in the vise and knock it straight through. Because what a lot of people do is get a chisel and try and knock it from the inside out. You're more likely to damage your prop shaft doing it that way. So same again, wedge the flange in the vise, socket in, and just tap it out. That's a bit more actually. Oh, it's got the bleed nipples there. I forgot to take the bleed nipple out. So just tap it back in. And remember to take the bleed nipple out. It will more than likely snap. So 7mm. We're not bothered because we're changing them anyway. There we go, it snaps. That side out. And the rollers off. And screwdriver. The rollers are just getting wedged in, that's all. See this way. There we go. So that, you can see that is seized solid. So I'll try and take that out so we can have a look inside it. So with a wire brush, just clean up the Propshaft flange. Same for inside. Just clean out the tracks for the circlip. So the screwdriver, I'll just get a bit of enry cloth and just go around the insides. That's it, I'll just clean the prop up. So I've just been doing exactly the same with the prop shaft end. Cleaned all the tracks out for the circlips, wire brushed it all, bit of enry cloth through the middle. So now we're ready to fit the new UJ. So I've got the flange in the vise now. And all I'm going to do is just put a quick smear of grease all around the inside on both sides. Same again, just that side. Quick smear all the way around, doesn't need a lot. Anything that can lubricate it for when you're pushing them in. So I've taken all the rollers off. Just be careful when you do take them off, because I don't even see, let's look in the camera here. They're all roller bearings. So just be careful when you do take them off, because if they fall out, you've got to clean and re-grease them, put them back in. So all I'm going to do, let's see from that, as you can see then, is just put that in there, and then slide a roller on that side, and the other side. Be very careful, just slide, so just so that it's nice, just so it's not going to come out, that's all. And then I'm going to use the vise just to push it, just to lock them in slightly. So just push down, and that will just push them together, just so, ever so slightly. You can see now that's sliding in and out nicely, so them rollers aren't going to go anywhere. I'm here with the vise again. Just get your 14mm socket, and you're just actually going to use the socket just to push the rollers inside. Just till you're clear, just to get the circlip on. Go for there. Bit further. And what I'm going to do now is put the circlip on this side. Just rest that there for now. Again, swipe a bit of grease around inside. There's a bit of grease in the track for the circlip. Solid now. So you can see where it's clipped in now, so that when you push the roller into the other side, that roller cannot come out any further than the circlip. So same again. So just a blob of grease again. Just in the track of the circlip. And there we go, that's just clipped in there nice. That's nice and free. So just to fit it back in the prop shaft now. So, bit of grease on the insides. Got my Tipex mark there, it's just slightly faded. So we're just going to put that in. Roller in this side. It's in there. Roller in this side. And then I'm just going to push them together in the vise just to hold it in place. Central, like that. It's not actually as good because there's the vice clamps on one side, it's putting them in. Let's just try up there like that. Better. Just hold the socket in, this one's a little bit more awkward. Line it up. It's gone slightly past, so I'll put the circlip in. Zoom out a little bit so you can see. It's a bit more awkward with the prop shaft, full prop shaft in your hand. So that's the circlip in, so that'll stop the roller from getting pushed completely out. Out slightly. Nope. put the circlip in. Lower down. There we go, that's in there. Only thing left to do now is put the bleed nipple in. This is in there. Twist it around for the camera. Now just a bit of grease on the threads, work it into the threads, bleed nipple in, and there we go. Check that won't rub anywhere, it is a little bit, so just dip it up a bit more. Yeah, that's not rubbing anywhere, and that's nice and free. So the only thing now is to put some grease in it. We get the grease gun on. 3 or 4 pumps is usually more than adequate. The grease has just gone slightly hard now when pumping. And that's nice and free now. Take the glasses off. So that is both UJs now replaced on the rear prop shaft. The rear one does tend to wear more than the front. So the only thing left to do now is fit it back onto the Land Rover. I'll probably get it rubbed down, a bit of paint first. Don't be afraid to attempt this yourself. I'd say the hardest part of the job is actually taking it off the car. So if you go to a normal motor factors, they'll try and probably sell you a prop shaft, or if they do list a universal joint, it is a lot dearer than going to a specialist company. That's where I found out anyway. I think from the local firm that from the firm that I usually use, these were £40 each. So it just goes to show the amount of money you can save by going to a specialist sometimes. So let's get these fitted and then bleed the clutch up.